Welcome back to Bash Bros in episode 51 of Notorious Pro Wrestling, the TEW Let's Play series where we find out what exactly would happen if Conor McGregor started his own wrestling promotion. The last time you guys were with us was February week 1, so you have missed a week, so why don't we go back and take a look at the show that you missed. Here is the show from Northern England in the Hallmark Hotel. It was a fucking belter. 67. That is possibly our best show to date. Yeah, so it is our best show to date. It was a pretty solid card all around, really bolstered up by a hell of a main event from Ace and James and a hell of a promo from Conor McGregor. One thing you may notice is that Dynasty defeated Kings of the North to retain the tag titles. That was originally supposed to be Aussie Open competing for the belts. However, things happened and we'll discuss them in a moment. But overall, yeah, a really fantastic show. So that was what you have missed. Let's talk about news across the company and the world. So, what has happened in our company? As I mentioned before, Aussie Open were not able to compete for the tag titles, and that is because Mark Davis got injured at a Rev Pro show and cracked his sternum. Now, the bright side of this is he was only out for about 19 days, so 7 of that is down, so he's only out for another 12 days. So he should be back for the pay-per-view, not that we really had any plans for him. But we'll pick up what we were planning to do with Aussie Open once he is back to full strength. As discussed last time you guys were here, Viper was in negotiations for a new contract with WWE, and she has re-signed to an exclusively written contract. So that only really gives us about a month left with Viper. My plan is to just wrap up her storyline with Zia Brookside at this coming pay-per-view now. So that we don't miss the opportunity to get Zia a bit of momentum. And finally, Rich Swann is back. Yes, he was still on our books. He has recovered from his torn bicep. And the last bit of news for the company is that we did sign Eddie Dennis. Again, we discussed this last time. He'll be coming in as a heel, and I believe he will probably be a catalyst for the NIC getting a bit of a push. He will be the catalyst for the NIC getting a bit of a push. Going to turn them heel and kind of align them with Eddie. Their first feud will probably be with GTA, kind of like a yin and yang thing. Eddie Dennis can be like the evil version of Grado, then Oshin or the NIC can then kind of be like his minions and stuff like that. So yep, that's kind of what I'm thinking there. Plus Mark Andrews and Eddie Dennis have had a fantastic rivalry in progress, which led to Mark Andrews turning heel, which was a bit weird, but up until that point it was an awesome feud. And I think it actually led to Eddie winning the Progress title at one point. Yeah, he did, yeah. So he won the Progress title back in, wow, 2019. Seems like a lifetime ago. So that is the news for the company. In terms of world news, WWE had the Royal Rumble pay-per-view, which is always worth a laugh looking at. So we'll take a look at the results of the Royal Rumble. So here is the Royal Rumble card. It kind of stunk, and you'll see why as we kind of work our way up. DIY won the Raw tag titles, defeating Gable and Benjamin. So, wow, Johnny Gargano had a 70, that's fantastic. So DIY have been called up to the main roster and have been reformed as a tag team. T-Bar retained the US title. Becky Lynch defeated Bianca Belair in a 75 match, which is great. Charlotte Flair defeated Alexa Bliss and Asuka to win the Raw Women's Championship. Just great performances all around from all of them. John Cena defeated Kevin Owens and Shinsuke Nakamura for the WWE title. John Cena is back, and it's weird to think that Nakamura is going to be the weak link in that match, but there you go. And then Roman Reigns won the Royal Rumble, which is awesome. That is his second win of the Royal Rumble. I don't know if you want to see the breakdown there, but it's there. This is the bit that sunk the show. There was a 20-man battle royal just randomly thrown in at the main event. So the AI kind of screwed itself. So yeah, no women's Royal Rumble either, which is very, very weird. But I'm guessing the AI just couldn't compute that. Yeah, very weird to see. While we're here, let's take a look at the titles, because AI booking of WWE is always hilarious. So Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler have won the titles, but have lost it and won the titles back because of their third reign with it. Bobby Roode is Universal Champion, which is mental. How do you win that? He's only like rated 60. Ugh. Well, there you go. Bobby Roode, Universal Champion. T-Bar, Dominik Dijakovic is US Champ. Naomi is SmackDown Champ. Sami Zayn and The Fiend are SmackDown Tag Champs. Oh fuck, you gotta love AI booking. Charlotte, as we just saw, is the Raw Women's Champion. DIY are the current Raw Tag Champs, as we just saw. Kane is IC Champ. Sure. Mace is the 24/7 champion, and as we saw, John Cena is the new WWE champion. Weird times, weird times. Right, that is enough of peeping into the world of WWE. Only thing left for us to do now is book the show. Okay, and we are back. Where the fuck are we coming from? Oh yeah, from Scotland. Coming at you from the Liquid Room in Scotland. It is Thursday Night Wanted. I'm not gonna lie, I'm expecting good things. I know the last two shows have been one very not good and one very good. I would like to think this will be very good, the latter. Right, let's start the show. Right, on the pre-show backstage promo, Jen interviews Crazy Mary Dobson. He dedicates the next match to Marley, who is still at home, injured, with a fractured skull. Oh, it sucks. 57, which is good. And a pre-show match, Pentagon Jr. defeated Shane Haste in, let's call it 15 minutes, with a top rope styles clash. Pentagon had a 65 and Shane Haste had a 52 for a 62 match, which is pretty dang good considering it's on the pre-show. That could main event one of our pay-per-views. Now, on to the main card, and in a decent match, Tenille Dashwood defeated Kanji in 10 minutes with a roaring elbow. Kanji had a 24, she is one of our developmental talents, so not too worried about that. And Tenille had a 62. Kanji debuted her underdog gimmick, which got great. 45 match, very, very good from Tenille. 45 is okay, considering Kanji only pulled a 24, so yep, I'm okay with that, that's good. Post-match, Debbie Keitel comes out and celebrates with Tenille. So this is the start of that. As you remember a while ago, Tenille actually abandoned Debbie to be humiliated by Martina and Zia at the time. So this is not me forgetting my own booking. What this is Debbie actually pulling a Tenille, essentially. She's going to pretend to be Tenille's friend, and then when the time comes, she's going to dump her like a sack of shit as retribution for being abandoned. So yeah, I'd say this is really a feud between Debbie, Tenille and Martina, with maybe Martina or Tenille getting the rub and going on to then face Tessa. Martina might go up and do it just because she's very charismatic and she's Irish and she's a babyface and Tessa's a heel. But I'm kind of leaning towards Tenille because she obviously has that history with Zia, who's now a part of Dynasty, and that could be really interesting. So I just don't know yet. 55 segment, which is good. Next up, Dynasty defeat the NIC in 15 minutes when Joe Henning pinned Charlie Carter with the McGillicudder. Charlie had a 40, Oshin had a 41, Davey had a 55, and Joe had a 56. Lots of bonuses, and came to a 49 overall. That's okay. I say I was just shy of being good. So post match, then the NIC are making their way to the back when Eddie Dennis, who's at ringside, pulls them to the side and speaks. We don't hear what he says, but speaks to them, and then the guys kind of continue their way to the back. Eddie Dennis debuted his Pure Evil gimmick and got very good. 30 segment, which is okay. I was maybe expecting Eddie to be a bit more charismatic than that, but okay. Next up, in a bout that had fantastic heat and good wrestling, Tessa defeated Crazy Mary Dobson with a pile driver. Which makes defense number 2 for Tessa's Women's Championship. Crazy Mary Dobson had 51 and Tessa Blanchard had a 62, which came to a 57 rated match. It's not bad for Mary Dobson, but I was kind of hoping she would be a bit higher up than that. And Tessa with the 62 is fantastic. Really kind of happy we've made her our women's champion now. Post-match, Rhea O'Reilly debuts and attacks Tessa. She then joins Bonesaw and Damon Corbin on the ramp. So she will be their equalizer going into the 6-man match at the pay-per-view. So Rhea debuted a Queen of the North gimmick, which got very good, and it was a 62 rated segment overall, which is very, very good. Someone clarify this for me, if you could. Rhea O'Reilly, is she Irish or Northern Irish? In the game she's Northern Irish, or classified as Northern Irish, but I always thought she was Irish. Someone please clear that up for me. I know Katie Harvey is Northern Irish. I know Casey Owens is Northern Irish. But I don't know, part of me always thought Rhea was Irish. Maybe I'm wrong. Anyway, 62 rated segment overall. Next up, the main event. An exceptional match. Jay Lethal defeated Mark Andrews in 20 minutes with a lethal combination as a part of the P12 tournament. Jay had a 63 and Mark had a 64. Wow, Mark actually outperformed Jay, and a 62 rated match. Probably dropped a few points just because it was face versus face, but otherwise than that, yeah, super happy with that. That's exactly what I was expecting. It slapped. Post-match, Jay Lethal says he keeps seeing this kid, Carlos Romo, go out there and have bangers and bangers of matches. And he wants their P12 tournament to be special, so he wants it at the Obsession pay-per-view. 58 rated segment there, which is good. Overall, a 61. We were probably slightly let down with Eddie Dennis's promo. We did do a Conor McGregor promo to balance it out. But saying that, 61 is still a fantastic rating. Super happy with that. Our TV shows are starting to become consistently, if I don't have a nightmare of a pay-per-view, consistently high 50s to low 60s now, and I kind of love that. It shows it shows we are going the right direction. Our quality of matches, because we are, I think it's like 60-40%, so 60% rated on matches, 40% rated on overness. Because our matches are good, our guys are getting more over now, and that's starting to really show, especially with our company at the minute. I think it's sitting at 77% momentum, so you can really start to see now how good we can be. So, funny bit of news coming out of Wanted's taping is that Ruby Riott has signed an extension with WWE. Yeah, right, okay. I know I've said it a bunch of times, but I always like to remind people because we are now like over a year into this. This was started back in January 2021. So a lot of the 81 wrestlers that WWE have released in that year haven't happened in this. So you will see the likes of Ruby Riott and all still in WWE. But yes, that is it for another week. Next time you guys will be back will be this Sunday for the Obsession pay-per-view, where we will have Lethal versus Carlos Romo in a P12 matchup, Riho versus Alpha Female in her first match since signing with the Grado Talent Agency, Viper versus Zia Brookside as Viper's send-off match before she joins WWE full-time, 6-man action as Dynasty takes on Kings of the North and Rhea O'Reilly, and then fatal 4-way action as Chris Hero, Easton Reese and James Storm all hope to take the title away from Pentagon Jr. Plus maybe 1 or 2 matches that I haven't yet decided on. If you have enjoyed this episode, do consider subscribing to the channel where you can see this and all our other shows that we do on Bash Bros. And if you have any ideas for feuds, storylines, tag teams or factions, leave them in the comments below. And with all that being said, I will see you next time on Bash Bros.